A very good morning and welcome to this course on Entrepreneurial Manager. So we are going to see one more important topic from Unit 3, which is actually the business model canvas. Here we're going to see that today's topic is actually key activities. So this is actually the overview of the discussion which we are going to have it today. Let us get into the discussion. So as I already told you, business model canvas is actually a visual tool which helps a business to actually create, deliver, and capture the value. And we'll understand critical, what do you mean by key activities? Key activities is actually called any critical action which is required for the business model to work. For example, if you talk about a manufacturing organization, a key activity is actually the manufacturing process itself. Research and development is again a key activity. Sales and marketing is a key activity, and raising funds is a key activity. Like that, these are actually examples of a critical activities. And next is just to understand again in better in what I mean by key activities is key activities are essential operations. They are actually the tasks which is actually required to deliver value, and they also are the actions that support the success of the business. So these are examples of the key activities. And this is an example of a diagram where people working in an assembly line. And this is example of a very clear example of a key activity. Now, why do key activities really matter? Now, key activities really help a business, first of all, to build a strong value propositions. Because at the end of the day, any strategy has to actually get it translated to the ground level. So for that, we need key activities. We need to execute them. Reach out the customers, maintain the operations, and generate revenue efficiently. End of the day, when you need to generate revenue, you have to set the ball rolling. So that is where activities and key activities actually come into the picture. So this is an example of an organization workflow and productivity and efficiency. Now let us understand the categories of key activities. There are these three major categories: production activities, problem solving activities, and platform network activities. So any major key activities in any organization can be actually grouped under this particular three categories. Now, for example, if you talk about the production activities, manufacturing, product development is a very important key activity, as also quality management. So these are some of the key activities which is coming under the production related. So this is an example of a key activity: factory machinery, engineers working on product designs, and the flow of the manufacturing diagram. So in the next category of key activity is actually called the problem solving activity. For example, when you do research and development, it is actually a problem solving activity. Customization. Today, the game is hyper customization. Customers needs very clear hyper customization products and services. So that is a very important problem solving activity. And creative problem solving, because an organization faces numerous problems, and problem solving is actually a very, very important area. For example, further to break it down, brainstorming meeting and innovation lab setup, post-note design thinking section. These are examples, some of the ground level examples of this particular process. Next is platform and network activities. Platform network activities is example: platform management, matchmaking activities, algorithm development. These are examples of a type of key activity under the category platform and network activities. For example, this is an example of a network activity. Your app dashboard screenshot creation of it. Okay, and these are examples of the key activities with respect to the diagrams. Okay, key activities in digital businesses. What are the common activities in digital activities? Is actually the content creation, software updates, data analytics. These are examples of the key activities in a digital businesses. This is again examples of the key activities with respect to the digital business. UI UX team, user interface and user experience, dashboard analytics, and customer support, chatbot, visual. Key activities in a manufacturing business. What are the typical tasks which include procurement, quality control, assembly, and inventory management? These are some of the key activities in a manufacturing business. And example, manufacturing robots, warehouse logistics, and QC personnel examining the products. Now, how key activities create value? First is they improve the efficiency, they increase the satisfaction of the customers, they strengthen the value of the brand, and they support long-term scalability, customer success image, and the workflow automation image. These are actually the activities which create the value. So, for example, this is a case study of Amazon key activities, warehousing operations, logistics and delivery is the key activity, and the cloud infrastructure is also very, very important, and artificial intelligence driven recommendation. These are all Amazon's key activities. And the delivery trucks, fulfillment center. So these are all. So mapping key activities to the other BMC blocks is also very, very important. So you can see from the visual diagram how we are actually map the key activity to other business model canvas blocks. Okay. And how do we define which is a key activity? Identify the value you deliver. Okay, list the essential operations. Check, compare with the industry standards, and prioritize which are the high impact activities out of the various activities which you have taken, and align with the resources and partners. So this is an example of all that also again. And to conclude, key activities are actually the backbone of your business model canvas. Now, what they actually do is they enable the delivery of the value, and they also give a clear differentiation to the organization's product or the service. And then they create actually a very efficient process, because once we know what is the key activity and a non-key activity, we can prioritize and actually spend a lot of time as well as give a lot of priority to the key activities, because the key activity impact the organizations in a very clear and a very measurable way. So thank you very much for your patient listening. Any doubts and clarifications you can ask me. Thank you very much.